Welcome to the Voice of Oneness, your call to awaken. This show is your call to awaken to the truth of your being through the teachings of the Voice of Oneness, spoken by Aumara. On this show, you will receive spiritual guidance and the teachings of oneness from the heart of spirit directly to your heart, along with the tools and techniques to apply these teachings to your day-to-day life. Tuning in each week, you will grow in a deeper, richer understanding of your true nature as teachings are offered about universal spiritual laws that govern our lives. You will learn the right use and application of these laws to achieve the richest life from the perspective of experiencing abundance in all areas of your life. Aumara is a renowned psychic, spiritual teacher, coach, energy healer, mystic, and gifted visionary who taps into the higher realms to join with the vast collective of source energy. Now, your host of Voice of Oneness, Aumara.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to the Voice of Oneness, your call to awaken podcast here on WLTK-DB radio. I'm your host, Aumara, and I am in deep gratitude that you've chosen to join us here this evening. That's your call to awaken, and that you are listening to the call, and that's fantastic. As there's a lot going on in our lives and in our world, and when you listen to that voice within, you are in the right place at the right time, in the right action. So kudos to you. We invite you here to dialogue with us on this show. So there's a lot of teaching that goes on, and there's a lot of opportunity to dialogue, to become part of the show, to express what you're holding inside, what your questions you may have, or an experience that you'd like to share, of which, we can comment on. So we ask for that dialogue. So don't hesitate to put your comments in the comment section if you're with us on the live broadcast, or if you are listening to the recording, you can send your comments to or your questions to Aumara at aumarabonet.com. AUMARA at AUMARABONNET.com. And if it comes later, if you're listening to the recording, then I will answer your question the following episode. So here we are tonight on episode 5, and I'm just getting in the hang of this comment section here. Let me see. Angela, welcome. Nice to have you this evening. If you're listening, let me know in the comments so I can welcome you. Okay, I am amidst chaos and breathing my way through. Beautiful, because we're going to talk tonight about breath, and we're going to use a specific exercise, two specific exercises for breath. But I love that, breathing the way through, because that's exactly how we move through. That's exactly how we move through, and we've got to be gentle with ourselves. We are spirits here in a physical body. In a physical body, we have a nervous system. We have emotions of which we experience. And sometimes they can be a bit overwhelming. And if we are, and I was just talking with the producer of the show, Todd, before coming on tonight, and he brought up a good point. We're talking about personalities. And we each have a different personality. We're all spirit. We're all from the one source, but we're individuated aspects of consciousness. And we each have a unique personality, our own unique tone and expression, the way we express the energy of the whole. And it comes through us. And as we are growing and we're developing spiritually in this life with the reality of which we're in, we don't want to focus on changing the personality. We want to focus on learning how to work with the personality so that we shine. And that is something that's available to all of us And as we grow and experience and apply teachings that we may be learning from a show like this, or in a book that we're reading, or a retreat we attend with a teacher, if we apply them, it will always manifest in our reality as a change. It will always expand. We're always in the act of expansion. As long as we apply, we don't want to just listen and not apply. We want to listen and apply. We want to pay attention to what's going on in our lives, in our day to day. Yeah, there's a lot of fear in the world. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of things happening. There's systems that are crumbling. Things are taking on whole new forms. And it's happening rapidly. So we don't really have a chance to catch our breath before something else is coming about. And if we ride that and we stay in that, we're giving our power to it, which is taking us away from the peace that's ours. And when I say the peace that's ours, the peace is inside of each and every one of us. That's the divine essence that's in us. That's the creative spark that's in us. That which created us, the creator, we can call it God, we can call it life, we can call it infinite intelligence, we can call it law, we can call it nature, we can call it whatever we need to call it. I always say that each week. Whatever you need to call it, you call it. I call it God. God is in all of creation. We are part of creation. God created us. God is in us, walking with us in this life experience, experiencing life with us, as us, at our particular level of awareness, what we hold and what we're experiencing, and express through our personality aspects. That's the dance that we do. And as we are moving through this reality, there is infinite potentials that we get to choose to experience. And as we become aware that we have a choice, we can choose, that life doesn't happen to us, it happens through us. Now we're stepping into a sense of empowerment. I'm no longer a victim of what somebody says I am, or something that happened to me, or something that I'm holding on to, that I believe myself to be because it was popular opinion. It's no, I am spirit, the same as everyone is spirit, and I'm expressing that energy of spirit through the personality based on my belief about myself. Who am I? Who am I? So when I pay attention to I am that divine aspect, I'm divine consciousness. Now I'm much larger than the small self, the name of which I have, the life of which I have, the employment of which I have, the bank account of which I have, all the things of this world. And I want you to ask yourself for a moment, what do we know about when we leave this world? When we leave this world, all that goes with us is that which we've experienced, that which is in our consciousness. Everything else has to stay. The body stays, the clothing, all the possessions, all the accomplishments, the achievements that we've attained throughout our life, they all stay. But we take our consciousness. We take with us how much we opened to love of ourselves, love of each other. That's what goes with us. So we come into this world alone and naked, and we leave this world alone and naked. That's the way of it. That's the play of life. So while we're here and we're wanting to experience peace, then it's very much our responsibility to say, what am I tuning into? And what matters? I'm here to have a life, a lifespan. Who knows when it's going to end? I know when it began because I have a birth date, a date of birth, but I do not have on my radar when I'm going to leave this. So then it's my opportunity to make the very best out of what I've been given. Let me focus on experiencing life on my terms and not worry about things that are outside of my control. Not worry about what somebody else may think about me. Because all you can ever hold in that reference is what you believe somebody thinks. We're not inside each other's head. We do not know the truth of what somebody's thinking. And most of the time, what we're experiencing when we're experiencing another, we're experiencing the energy that they're putting out, which is what they're feeling. It's about them, not us. And we are taking it on as personal, that it's about us. It's never about us. It's about them. So when we understand that, we understand, oh, this person, if they've done something and it's upsetting me, they're upset. They're upset within themselves. So I can't fix them, but I can fix my own perception of what's going on. And I can say, let me open my heart and have space for this individual. Let me not judge them. Let me not condemn them. Let me just come to the understanding that they are living, breathing, and growing the same as I am. And if it gets to a point where it doesn't feel comfortable to have this experience or this person or group in my life, then I get to choose to say, okay, it's been nice, but now it's time for me to move on. And that's okay. We're not attached at the hip. We're not joined together where we have to be bound together when we are not happy together. And I hope that makes sense to a lot of you listening, because I get that a lot with clients, believing that I have to be here. I have to do this. It's the only thing you have to do is learn how to open the heart to love and to be loved, to give love and to receive love. That's the ultimate. And as you are doing that, now you are coming closer in alignment with the divine essence of which you are. That's divine nature. That is that which created you, is love and only love, nothing outside of love. And it's just here with you and all of us, just waiting for us to come to that awareness and allowing us to have the free will to experience life as we choose, as we choose. Choosing is the point that we want to get. It's our choice. Everything is a choice. Nothing is ever done to us that is not a choice. If something occurs and we don't like it, then it's ours to say, you know what, that didn't feel good. I don't like this. It's not what I want for my life. I'm going to make a new choice. And if I need help in making that choice, then I can contact somebody like Aumara or an energy healer or someone that's going to give me some advice, a counselor or a spiritual intuitive as myself. There are plenty of us out in the world that we're all working together to help each other to grow in a unified consciousness so that we experience the peace of that which we are. We come to an understanding that we are so much more than we can even comprehend. We were not created to get so enmeshed in the smallness of the minds that are trying to control our experience here in the world. We are much greater than that. We are much larger than that in numbers. And any time that we choose not to play the game and we out ourselves and we say, I'm living life on my terms, now we are setting ourselves free. And we're saying, I'm going to learn about that which is inside of me. I'm going to learn about the divine essence, the presence, the source that's in me. And I'm going to live from that. And that's how I'm going to experience my life. It's my choice. I'm going to choose peace. I'm not going to choose to experience fear. I'm going to say, okay, fear is in the world. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. And it's been my life experience up until this moment. But I've just learned that I can choose again. I can approach the buffet table and I can put something different on my plate because the buffet table has unlimited resources on it. So I don't ever have to sit with one plate. I can take it back and I can choose something different. And it's our responsibility to make the choice and our right, our divine right to make that choice. So we want to say, okay, am I living the life I want? Is it my experiencing joy in my day to day? And if I'm not, then say, what is holding me away from it? And we can really ask those deep questions. This is the time of communication. This is the time of all that is not of the truth of which we are. This is the time it falls. This is the toppling of lies. This is the time that they're revealed. This is the time where our truth, our own individual truth, and the truth that's in the race consciousness, that's in the global sector, come to light. So light is shining down on us, and light is shining from and through us to illuminate the truth. So it's for us to step in the direction of truth. Walk in truth. Walk in the light. Choose light. Choose truth. And choose not to allow yourself to become a victim of circumstances, a victim of events, because you have so much that you are unaware of, so much potential, so much power within you. You are part of the divine creator. That which created you is inside of you. And when we tap into that, now we're experiencing a sense of empowerment. When we feel empowered, we don't feel threatened. If we're not threatened, we're feeling more of that peace. We're feeling a sense of peace. We're connecting to the source of that which we are. We're realizing that everything around us is part of that source. There isn't anything in all of creation that's disconnected. We are 100% connected to all that is in this world of which we're experiencing and beyond. So we're here to learn that separation is a lie. We can't possibly be separate. We are one whole. As if we are standing in the ocean, we put our hand down, we fill it with water, we lift it up, we look at it, we say, this is the ocean in my hand. I'm holding the ocean. Everything that's in my hand matches exactly that which is around me and extends beyond my vision over the horizon. It's ocean everywhere. It's ocean. Just because we lift it up and we take it from the ocean doesn't change what it is. Just because we came into a world, we incarnated into a physical body, doesn't change the fact of that which we are. We are divine essence. We are spirit. We are here living through a projected life experience so that we can work through and release the lies that we've bought into for eons of time, that we could possibly be separate from that which created us. It's not a possibility, but we made it a reality through time and events and what we believe based on what we were experiencing. But now we're starting to have this experience that we've titled awakening. We're starting to awaken. What does that mean, to awaken? When we awaken in the morning, it means that we're arising. We're waking up. We're not sleeping. We're awake. I open my eyes, I'm awake. I've left the sleeping state, and now I'm in an awake state. So I get to experience a little bit different reality. When I'm in my sleeping state, I'm still experiencing the reality of the consciousness of which I am, and it has many different parameters and boundaries to it. You know, when you're in a dream, you could be standing there and you could be talking to a friend, and the friend's a dog. And the next thing you know, the dog in a second turns into the person. And then it turns into a car. And then it turns into something else, because it's all symbolic. It's all symbols within our consciousness. When we're awake, now we will not accept that the dog turns into a person and turns into a car, because that's not part of the boundaries and parameters of our waking state. So we have a whole different way of seeing that and operating. It's because we're choosing that. If we truly believe that we had the capability to do things beyond which we consider our ability, if we believe that we can say, for example, walk through the wall, then walk through the wall we go. But because we believe that the wall is a solid and we are a solid, and we cannot achieve that, there's two solids by the law of physics can't occupy the same space at the same time. And that's the law of physics. But now in our world, we're starting to go beyond the physics. We're starting to go into the quantum reality. And we're starting to experience more, because that matches our consciousness. That matches where we're choosing to go with our consciousness. Whether we're a scientist studying the quantum, or whether we're just at home taking care of and raising our family, or whether we're a CEO of a company, it doesn't matter. We're all consciousness experiencing ourself in relationship to the world around us, to everything around us. And we're experiencing through our own mind. We're having a solo experience of a group entanglement. So we're experiencing it. Oh, that's why when there's an event that happens, say, for instance, an accident, and we can all be viewing it, and then we all get questioned and we're asked, what did we see? And then we all come up with different stories. We all saw something different because that was our reality. It was clouded with our filters. Our filters are based on our experiences and that which we hold in our belief about that which we are. That's why some of us are so insistent that we always have to be right. And we'll argue with people and go, no, I'm right. I know that I'm right. I know that I'm right. Well, I ask you, what if you're not? What if you're not? And what if that's not what you're here to do, is argue about who's right and who's wrong? But you're here to feel the energy. You're here to feel what it feels like to be in a debate with someone. You're here to see what it feels like to hold a different opinion than someone and to both allow each other to be, to exist, to coexist, and not have to think alike, not have to look alike. We're unique. We are individual aspects of consciousness with unique personalities. We were created that way from the Creator. We have to trust that the Creator knew what it was doing when it created us. It had a definite purpose in mind for us, that we would come forth into the lives of which we are in so that we can experience. We can have experience of consciousness in a physical reality. This is our experience in a physical reality. There are other realities, there are other dimensions. We're multidimensional beings, yes. But right here, let's keep it right here, right now. This is the physical reality. This is the 3D, moving to what some people will say is the 5D, moving on to the 7D, and so forth, as we experience ourselves in the greater and deeper understanding of that which we are. That which we are. People will ask, how do I come more in touch with my intuition? And they want very much to come more in touch with the intuition. They want very much to experience a meditation and really have a deep sense of connection. And I say, how do I do that? And I say, okay, when we want to do that, it's to say to the self, it is my intention to let go of everything that I'm holding on to in this moment, whatever it may be. And we can imagine in our mind that there's just lines going out like a hot air balloon, and the hot air balloon is tethered to the basket. And we're the basket. Well, if we cut the ties, the balloon just goes off. It doesn't stay tethered to the basket. Well, when we want to experience ourselves, we want to go more inside. We want to get a deeper connection. We've got to cut the ties to what we're holding as beliefs about ourselves. We've got to be willing to say, you know what? I've lived to this moment, to this breath, and I know what I've experienced, and now I want something new. So in order to have something new, I've got to let go of the old. I've got to be willing to step into the new version of that which I am, the next iteration of that which I am, connected to the source of that which I am. And as I take that step and I go, all of a sudden, some people say, oh, this is magical. This is a mystical, this is a metaphysical experience. Yeah, you can use that verbiage as a way to describe what you're experiencing. But what you're experiencing is opening up to that which you are while you're in a physical experience. So it's going beyond your physicality. It's going into the non-physical. And you say non-physical, oh, these things are starting to happen. There's signs and symbols, and I'm seeing numbers, and people will say, I'm seeing 1111, I'm seeing 555, 333, and we've assigned a meaning to that. And the meaning to that works for us as a collective is, this is your tapping into source. Source is with you, your guides are with you, you're opening up, because that's the encouragement that we need. That's what we're calling for. We're calling for validation. We're calling for encouragement. So guess what? We called for it. It arrived. It's here. So it's becoming more of a commonplace understanding amongst people that are opening up and want to explore the non-physical aspect of themselves, that want to go deeper into the spirituality that want to go beyond what we've been experiencing up until this point. And that's how we do it. We go within, we turn within. We say, okay, I don't know what I'm going to experience in this meditation. And I may have been meditating for 20, 30 years, but I'm sitting down. And every time I sit down, I say, this is the first time, because it is. This is the first time that I meet the me that's here now. This is the me in the present moment. This me in the present moment hasn't been here before. I'm new. I'm here right now. This is the present moment. This is my experience. This is what I'm here to allow and to unfold and to move with. And as I do that, and I allow myself to experience, I start to feel inside lighter. I start to feel more of a sense of peace. I'm not battling the restrictions. I'm not battling the thoughts that I'm holding about who I am and what I need to become, what I need to do, what I need to be accepted. Forget accepted. We're beyond that. It's time now to focus on acceptance of self. And as we're accepting ourselves, we're opening up as the divine light of which we are. We cannot emanate that light out into the world when we open to that. That's our emanation. That's what's flowing from us out into the world. That's what those around us then receive from us. We're not playing small anymore. We're not concerned with fitting in. We're not concerned with I have to be the best that I can be at any particular thing because I believe that's what I am. That gives me value. No, that doesn't give you value. That gives you an identity, a story that you keep playing. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you lie yourself down to sleep and your thought is, oh my gosh, I get up tomorrow and I do the same thing again. And you get disillusioned, you get confused, and you reach out and you say, what is my purpose? I know there's something more. I know there's something more. And you reach out and you want to be given that something. Well, you're reaching out and the something that you're to receive is go within. Go within. Return to you. Return to love is another way that we call this. Return to you. Be willing to let go of that which you believe yourself to be. Now, that doesn't mean let go of your job that you're unsatisfied with or any of the other things in your life. Still continue to live, but take an expanded view and start to practice. Start to meditate on a daily basis. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to sit down and try to mimic being a yogini. You're going to be this meditation expert. You're meditating because you want to have your personal experience of the divine, of which you are. You want to commune with the source. So then when I'm meditating and I want to commune with the source, I'm not seeking to have some magical, mystical experience. Although they do come. Not every time you sit and meditate, but they do come. And especially when you're starting out and you're opening up, you're going to have experiences that some of them may be, really great. But I caution you not to get hooked on the experience, because then you'll be trying to get the replay and you'll be endlessly chasing the replay, which will never come, because we exist in the moment, the breath. This is where we are. This is where our consciousness is. In this moment. And then what do I focus on in this moment? Okay, if I'm focusing on tuning in, going inwards, now I'm focusing on, I can feel more of a sense of peace. If I place my focus on my to-do list, and my to-do list is very long, and there's no way I can physically accomplish all those things on the list, well, I just gave my peace away. I just made the to-do list the priority, and I went outside of myself instead of inside. I hope that makes sense. Christine, welcome. Angela, hello. B, welcome. Hi. Welcome to the show. As I said in the beginning, this is a dialogue, so I need to hear from you. Because this is something, we're doing this movement together. We're moving together. We're growing together because we're not separate. There's no possible way we can be. So we're coming together to create a unified field. So if I'm saying something and you have an aha moment, those that are on the call with us on this podcast are going to experience that energy of the aha. We're going to experience, oh, this feels good. We may not be tuning in and tapping in. It's because you had an aha moment, but we will tap into the energy that feels good. And I hope that makes sense. So do join together. Do ask your questions. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read something that I came across that I had channeled in 2011, May of 2011, since the topic tonight is peace amidst the chaos. So I'm just going to read from this writing here. It says, the one heart speaks as one collective expression to awaken the hearts of those who have called to us for guidance. Those who wish to be awoken at this time, we speak to raise the conscious awareness of those on planet Earth. As all are aware, there exist many threats to the Earth. There's threat of nuclear radiation that spills into, and at that time it was Japan, and they did have a spill at a nuclear plant, and a tsunami and an earthquake. And since everything is connected, when we understand everything's connected, we can think, well, that's Japan on the other side of the world. Well, no, because guess what? It enters the water, it enters the air. If it enters the water and the air, it enters the soil. It enters the water, it enters our food supply. It enters the soil, it enters our food supply. So everything is connected. Everything is connected. There's no separation. So when we have something that happens like that, like a natural disaster that occurs, then as beings of light, it is the responsibility that we hold to send that light to that area, to send that light to work on transmuting and transducing the energy. So sending light, sending love. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to send that light, send that love to wherever the area may be. If an area that experienced a hurricane, an area that's experiencing some war, the Ukraine, we can send light. Now, we're not trying to change anything because we don't have the full picture of what's going on. We have what's in the media, and that's never the full picture. There's a lot more going on there than we know. So because we don't have the full, complete story, we're not the all-knowing, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. We're part of that. We're a part and parcel of it. So we're just going to do what we can do, and that's be there together and send love, send light. And that does impact, because we are extremely powerful creator beings. And when we are aligning with the love of which we are, when we're sending love, we can move mountains. So it's for us to step into that and say, days of victimhood, they're ending. We're now coming on board. We're now lighting up. We're now realizing that we hold the power and we get to choose. And that's a very exciting time. So although this happened in May of 2011, it's just as relevant as if I had spoken these words this evening. So as we are all here, there exist many threats to the earth, the land, the air, the people of Japan and around the world, the threat of ever increasing violence and bloodshed through wars fought in countries which are led by oppressive rulers, the threat of financial collapse of monetary systems of the world, the threat of loss of power or imbalances of power, which might shift power to forces of ill intent, and the ever-increasing threat of decreasing food and energy supplies. Oh boy, what's next, you say? Take heart, dear ones. The coming times will be accompanied by many changes and shifts within and around the world. This is the result of shifting consciousness. That which we are, we're all consciousness. As the levels of individual consciousness rise, so does the collective consciousness of this great planet. There are many who are now actively working to raise your levels of conscious awareness to include the health of the planet and the welfare of others. The peoples of this planet are awakening to call forth their God-given right to experience freedom, their way of life, their choice, freedom from lies, freedom from the controlling forces that seek to keep all shadowed in fear consciousness, to keep the belief in separation. of all things held within the collective consciousness. Separation is and always has been a lie. It is not truth. This, we say, is to be no longer achieved. The energies of love that are being sent to the planet are so great that transformational shifts in consciousness are taking place. We see the great works of which are being done to bring about unity consciousness will prevail. Although the storms must pass, they must pass. We must have the crumbling. We must have everything that is not aligned with truth must fall so that we can rebuild, anew. So it must happen. We don't try to save it from happening. We let it happen. Okay? So although the storms must pass, what will be by many perceived as the end of times, and you'll hear lots of folks talking about the end of times. Here they're telling us the end of times is actually the beginning of times. It's not the end of times. The beginning of unity consciousness, of which peace is the experience, and ushers in the golden age of peace. This is what is to come, not the end of times. So we don't focus on the destruction. We don't focus on fear. That's hijacking our mind so that we are sitting in the fear, so that we give our power to the fear. We want to make sure that we are asking ourselves, where am I within my consciousness? What am I feeling? What am I expressing? And we are feeling that we are giving our power away, we're not feeling that peace, then we're to take the opportunity in the moment to bring ourselves in alignment with peace. Now, it's understood if we've got anxiety and we're very anxious and we're very worried and we're very fearful in the moment, we're not just going to go, everything's okay, I'm just going to imagine peace and it's all going to dissolve. We understand that's not going to happen because there's so much imprinting that has taken place within our minds. So we say, okay, I'm not going to shed it all in this moment, but I'm going to make inroads. I'm going to start. It's as if we've got a diet that we're going to, a lifestyle change that we're going to do, and we want to lose 50 pounds. We're going to say, okay, in this moment, I'm not going to lose 50 pounds. But as I stay the course and I hold to this new lifestyle, I know that this weight will be shed. So we do the same thing. We are consciousness in a body at different levels of awareness, different understanding of that which we are. So we've got to give ourselves grace. We've got to be kind to ourselves and say, I'm in the process of becoming. I'm in the process of expansion. So right where I am, the one thing that I have that I work with that can help to assist in the calming of the body, of the nervous system, is the breath. Breath. And we have that ability to learn to breathe in a way of which calms the body. So what I want to do in a moment here is I want to enter into a meditation. But before I do that, let me finish this. And it says, the message is now to stand firm in your belief of yourselves as individual beams of light. It is so very important that all beings open to their individual power and come together in unity consciousness. It is the call to reunite, to come together, to work together, to play together, and to live together in oneness. It is through the living as one that all are to be healed. All the wounds of our past will be healed as we come together in community. We can't do it on our own. We must open up and assist one another. That's what we are created to do. We're all part of the same whole. This includes the planet. If each individual were now to step out of fear and into love as their experience, all would be healed in an instant. This is, of course, not what you are now witnessing. For now, there are those who have awakened and are serving as leaders of the way. These are the teachers. This is what we're doing. We're coming forth. We're leading the way. We're giving out the information. We're giving out the information to be received by those who are ready to listen and ready to hear, and then ready to implement. And when you implement what you're receiving, then you step into the next level, which is embodiment. And then you are it. And then now you are the way. You're a leader of the way. I hope that makes sense. So don't ever think that anyone's got something more on you. No matter where you sit, no matter who you are, we are all equal. Doesn't matter what color we are, doesn't matter if we're where we live in the world, doesn't matter our education, doesn't matter our wealth or lack thereof. We are all equal. We are divine beings of light. That cannot be changed by this story that we're living here on the planet. It does not impact it. So we need to awaken to that and rise up. They are anchoring their light bodies within the Earth's field to create the space for others to awaken. This is felt by the shifting of energies. Each day, more and more people are becoming aware of the tremendous shifts in energy. This energy is calling for the cleansing and purification of all energy that is not the frequency of love. How do you know the frequency of love? It feels good. It is peace. It feels good. When you experience a loving act, when someone is truly from their heart, opening their heart, and they're sharing a loving act with you, you feel it, you know it. You know it to be love. There's no doubt. You're not doubting it, you know it. Love feels good. This is and will continue to result in all experiencing the release of old ways and beliefs. Lives are being moved from one point of expression to another in a flash. We feel that time has sped up, that we are, rapidly advancing here. Although the news would have you believing a different scenario, but it's not true. This is and will continue to result in the experiencing of releasing the old ways and beliefs. Lives are being moved from one point of expression in a flash. New awarenesses are being rapidly awakened. No longer are individuals taking lifetimes to come to awareness. Now it may be done in a matter of hours. This results in a state of confusion and uncertainty and may have many individuals questioning what is going on. I am no longer the same person I was yesterday. And that's a topic for another night, of which we're going in and out of different realities and different dimensions. But right now, we'll keep it on the living amongst the chaos and having peace. Okay. We say, good for you. Congratulate yourselves on your tremendous growth. Embrace the changes and move swiftly to unity consciousness. For there are many others who will need help opening to new levels of awareness. Therefore, it's essential to join together, to open, to live, and embody the principles of oneness. So right now, as I speak to you all here, I have a web designer creating a website for me. And my vision that's going to be on that site is for a community space where we can come together and we can share. We can share experiences. We can ask questions. If we have a lot of skills in growing food, we can share what we know. We have a lot of skills in working with herbs at this time. That's a beautiful skill to share. But it's a coming together of those that say, enough is enough. I want only to go within and look for that which is uplifting and empowering. And I'm joining in unity consciousness. I'm not going towards the fear. The fear is, I'm pushing that out. Say, nope, nope, nope. This is unity consciousness. I'm not afraid, but I'm saying my choice is I want to experience unity consciousness. I want to raise my vibration. And as I do that, my frequency shifts, I raise my vibration, and then I experience the reality of which unity consciousness is now playing out. It's not, you're not going to find it in fear. You're going to find it in the higher vibration. So we want to take the opportunity to cultivate that within ourselves so that we can grow and we can experience that higher vibration. And the more of us that do that, the more it raises the frequency of the collective consciousness, or what we call race consciousness. So we help to bring about the transformation of energies on the planet. We help to remove the control of fear. And we then embody love, and we can join together in oneness. And that is the ushering in of the golden age of peace. And that is here for each and every being on the planet. It's just, am I choosing or am I not? That's free will. So now what I'd like to do is give it a meditation. So I'm going to ask you in a moment to close your eyes. This meditation I will put on my website, and I'll get at www.askaumara.com. So if you want to go on that site anytime after the call, give me a few days to put it up because I'm kind of busy, but I will have it up by the weekend so that you can reference it. So don't worry about taking notes, or don't worry about that you're going to miss anything if you don't follow exactly, because you're asked to do this twice a day. Okay. And it's best if we do it in the morning and the evening. But if we find ourselves really stressed at any particular point during the day, then we want to implement it. Okay. So if you would join with me now, and let's share this experience. Let's close the eyes. We stress to all the importance of inner balance at this most crucial time in our planetary evolution. It is important to take the time out of your day to stop and sit quiet, out in nature if possible, and breathe deeply into your body. Here we got the breath. Breathe deeply into the body. So pay attention to the breath. So take a nice deep breath in. Hold that breath. Release that breath. Let it go. Take a nice deep breath in. And release that breath. And take another nice deep breath in. And release that breath. So feel your body, tuning into your body. Make a conscious effort to visualize all the stress that you're holding within your body. Visualize it leaving your body from each pore of your body. See it as a foggy mist that is released from your body and drifts away from you as a golden beam of light from the heavens shines upon your body now. This light dissolves the foggy mist, and as a result, you feel lighter. Imagine that this golden beam of light travels down into your body from the top of your head and moves all the way down to the tips of your toes. This light then exits your body through the soles of your feet and travels down into the earth like the roots of a tree, deep, deep, deep down to the central core of the earth. This golden beam of light then flows within the magnetic core and cleanses and purifies the energies deep within the core. The earth's core then beams a brilliant ray of white light outwards, which travels up through the earth to the soles of your feet and re-enters your body, and travels all the way through your body, rising up freely and easily until it reaches the crown center, the top of your head, and it springs forth as a magnificent fountain of brilliant white light. This fountain shines forth and travels back to the heavens. This light then returns down to you and pours over your body as brilliant white raindrops. These droplets fall upon the earth, serving to cleanse the earth. You feel your body is lighter and that your energy is strong. You feel relaxed and balanced. Now take a nice deep breath in and release that breath. Take a nice deep breath in, saying within your mind, I am safe. And release that breath. Take a nice deep breath in, saying, I am strong. Release that breath. One more nice deep breath in, saying, I am one with that which created me. I am one. And release that breath. You may open your eyes and take a nice, normal, rhythmic breath. I wish to pass out on me. This practice is something that you can do morning and night, or, as I said, at any point during the day that you need to. It balances your energy within your body and helps to balance the energy within the earth. This balance is vital to maintain the higher level of energy that is to be experienced upon the planet at this time. As each being is taught to balance, a natural effect of inner peace is achieved. You achieve inner peace through the experiencing of that which you are, because you are connecting with intention. And this is what is expressed into the outer world. So that's what the world around you is going to reflect back to you. This inner peace is the change that fosters unity consciousness. And with that, we're going to get ready here in a moment to take a station break to hear from our sponsors. And when we return, I will take any questions that you have. And if I'm not receiving any questions, I'd like to share a question that I have that someone submitted of how do I sit in chaos and experience peace. So let's hear from our sponsors and stay with me, and we'll return after the break. Thank you. Well, welcome back. And I'm looking, and love to you all. I see here, love to you from Angela. Amen from Christine. All right, Monica, hello, and welcome. Now, I know that I've given you a lot in the first half of the show. And sometimes the way that it comes through sometimes fast and furious and kind of, this is it, boom, right between the eyes. And that may or may not be how it feels for you this evening, but I can feel it within inside of me. It's really, really wanting to bring that message into view, that you hold the power within you. You hold the power always, 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 always. So be careful that you're not giving your power away to someone else or something else, and that you start to focus on cultivating within yourself that deep sense of peace. So it's now, how do I sit in chaos and experience peace is the question. I would value your thoughts. My job is fulfilling, and I would love to do this the rest of my working career. However, it's very dysfunctional environment. We've all been there. I've put a wall up and have isolated myself. How does one sit in chaos and have peace? How do I see the poor behavior and still smile? How do I take down my wall and still be protected? How do I accept others that I do not have respect for? I yearn for peace in my mind and in my heart. Thank you for this service. And now we call out to thee, the way to peace is within your heart. It is your thoughts within your mind that we wish to address. Now you've asked a series of very good questions, each of which we shall speak to with love. In response to your questioning, we have many questions for you, knowing that we ask you these questions to further your understanding of yourself and the world of which you live within. Here in this space, we have a limited amount of information to share as we ever so gently place this information within your consciousness to continue to serve to illuminate your thoughts, bringing about a state of mindfulness of your thoughts, words, and deeds, thus resulting in the further opening of your heart space and expansion of your conscious awareness, ultimately leading to the experiences you truly desire and deserve. Let us begin with the first question. How does one sit in chaos and still have peace? You wish to experience peace, and you want to know that it is your birthright as a divine being to do so. You see, dear one, peace is your natural state of being. Your natural state of being. The peace of which we speak is already yours. It's resting comfortably in your heart space. It is the truth of your being. However, you say it is not currently what you are experiencing as you are in your work environment. So the question is your lack of peace due to the behaviors of others? You suggest that your lack of peace is the result of dysfunctional others. In this environment, this is your belief. The very thought that peace exists outside of you is the cause of your troubles. The belief that anyone or any place could rob you of your peace would mean that you do not hold the power to experience peace from within. This way of thinking is in direct conflict with the absolute truth of your being. Thus, you are experiencing a state of confusion with a lack of understanding of how to bring peace into your experience. State of confusion. That's all that's going on here. Such beliefs are quite common. One might say, I can't relax because of all the negativity that surrounds me. If only positive, like-minded souls surrounded me, then I would be able to experience peace and joy. This, dear one, is an error in thinking and the cause of much suffering. Important questions to ask yourself. How do you feel about you? Are you comfortable with whom you believe yourself to be? Are you content with your roles in life? Do you see yourself as a victim or a creator? Are you aware of your personal power to create? Do you enjoy your own company? What is the message being presented to you by your soul? Do you feel worthy enough to be deserving of a peaceful experience? Can you speak your truth to yourself and others? These are all important questions to ask yourself, to really sit and contemplate. You see, each of your co-workers holds a mirror for you to witness your reflection. This is true for all that surrounds you. Begin to examine what is in these mirrors. What are you seeing? These reflections are parts of yourself that you have yet to embrace. Instead, you choose to construct a wall to barricade yourself away from aspects of you that you are not willing to deal with. So your mind tells you that it's for your protection. Because the mind, the ego, is the protector, and it only knows what has been. That's all it knows is memories. It's very limited. We ask you for what you are needing for protection. What are you needing protection from? Do you hold a belief that others have power over you? You see, dear one, you're holding yourself away from experiencing the peace and joy in your life. This is due to your beliefs about you. As we examine some of your beliefs, it will become clearer to you. Your feelings of inadequacy in relationship to yourself and holding parts of yourself away from your loving embrace have resulted in your experiences being played out in your work environment. Thus, it serves you by creating the necessary opportunities for soul growth. Soul growth. In life, what may appear as obstacles or struggles is always a blessing in disguise. Always a blessing in disguise. Hear that. I'm going to say it one more time. What may appear as obstacles or struggles in our lives is always a blessing in disguise. Such blessings assist one in overcoming the weight of carrying false beliefs. Now, our suggestion to you is to turn your attention away from the others in the environment and place it wholly on yourself. You may begin by asking, what am I holding in my consciousness that is resulting in my experience of chaos and discontent in my work environment? Your response may be that it is the result of tension between coworkers, backbiting behavior, lack of concern for other people's feelings that make it a harsh environment and a place in which is uncomfortable to be within. Okay, given the assessment, examine how you treat yourself with your self-talk and judgments. With your self-talk and judgments. Are you critical of self, or are you loving and supportive of you? Do you affirm your divinity and beauty in all ways? Do you uplift your spirit and respect yourself and your abilities to love and accept love freely and openly without expectations of perfect actions? Let's work on the treatment of self here. As you treat yourself, that is the way that you will treat others. As you treat yourself, that is the way that you will treat others. If we are holding restrictions on ourselves and not allowing our heart to open fully, if we've got locks and blocks on our heart, then we're not going to experience the fullness of love that is here for us. That's a given, because we are all one. If you do not respect yourself, others will not respect you. Here we have your reflection on your behaviors so that you become aware of the opportunity to choose differently and adjust your behaviors to express the love of self. If I'm feeling a lack of kindness from others, then let me make sure that I am being kind to myself in my self-talk and my self-judgment. Because when I take a look there, I'm going to find that there's need for improvement. Often, one is truly unaware of one's thoughts and beliefs that they are holding about themselves. It takes the process of self-reflection and courage, I might add, personal accountability of one's thoughts, words, and deeds to lead to the awareness of behaviors and the opportunity to bring forth new thoughts that empower and create shifts in energy and experiences. See, this is soul growth from self-loathing to self-love. Your current work experience affords you the setting to produce such opportunities. All of your experiences in your life may be viewed as a series of opportunities to experience yourself as love. That's the only thing that we can leave the world with. When we leave, we can't take anything else with us. It's our experience, our consciousness. Did we love to our fullest? Did we allow ourselves to receive love to our fullest? All experiences are opportunities. Each event offers the means to grow more fully in the love of self as divine. Realize when you are not in the state of love, you are in the state of fear. Thus, you create all of your experiences to move from fear to love because you hold the inner knowing. You know love. We all know love. We all want to return to love. We just don't know how to get there. But we all know it. We all have that inner knowing, and we are all already loaded within us is the return to the oneness of which we are. We are all on a journey. We're at different points on the road, but we're all on a journey. So when we realize that and we allow ourselves, each other, to be wherever we are on our journey and stop trying to make others behave the way we want them to, realize that that is our problem, our lack. We need to bring the healing within. Then we experience a change. You may begin to recognize the messages being delivered to you by the reflection in the mirrors that surround you. As you understand, everyone and everything in your human experience holds up a mirror for you to see yourself. Remembering, it's all taking place inside of you. It's in your own head. Nobody else is getting the same view as you are. Who's seeing in the mirror? You are. The beauty of your experience, you have endless opportunities to experience yourself as love. As you reflect on your environment at work and what you see as behaviors you cannot tolerate and individuals of whom you cannot respect, say to yourself, what is it in my consciousness that I am not respecting? What is it in my consciousness that I am not respecting? Now, I may not have the same thing going on, the exact replication of what's going on in the workplace, but it's a matter of respect. So how is it reflecting to me in my life experience? That's where I'm to look. How am I not respecting and what I am and accepting about myself? How am I not accepting myself? If you choose to take these actions and follow through with choices that are self-empowering and uplifting, you will witness not only a shift in your self-perception, but you will also experience a shift in those around you who are serving you so perfectly in the mirror of your reflection. In truth, you must ask yourself, where would I be without these beautiful souls? Look how they are calling to me to step into my power and realize the divine love of that which I am, of which they are and all are. Look how they are serving. They're not to be stepped on and kicked off the island. They're to be embraced. Doesn't mean you're going to have to invite them to move into your home. Doesn't mean you have to like the behavior. That's not what's being said. What is being said is to make the sacred space for the behavior. Allow it to be and look within yourself. So as you ultimately shift your thinking, altering your perspective views of the others around you, you will find the peace that exists within you. You'll find it. It'll just flow to the surface, and you'll experience an openness inside your heart, a warmth. You'll understand. You'll reach a new level of compassion. You'll grow in compassion. Compassion, not only feeling for others, but understanding that they have the right to choose their own experience. And you allow themselves to do that. That's a higher level of compassion. So you're just up-leveled in compassion. You will understand that they never took anything from you. Instead, they have given you everything you need. You realize the peace and the chaos is no longer your reality. You are peace all the time. It is all up to you. What will you choose? Do you remain in fear and hide behind this wall? Or do you begin to tear it down? As I learn to embrace and even bless the opportunities for self-love, remember to experience peace. You must be peace. To experience peace, you must be peace. Thus, we reflect once again on the famous words of Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change you wish to see in the world. That's what this is reflecting. You want peace? Be the peace. You want to experience love? Be love. Make sure that this is the direction of which you are pointing your focus, and then go for it with the gusto. It's yours. It's yours. It's your learning. We're all here to do that. So we've reached the end of our hour and gone slightly past. And I thank all of you for joining me this evening and for listening. And hopefully this has entered your consciousness in a way that will serve you to your highest good. To your highest good, because that's what we're all about. And if you have questions that should arise after this show is complete, don't hesitate to send your questions to Aumara at aumarabonet.com. And I thank you and invite you to join us here next Thursday evening for episode 6. And if you would like me to discuss something, you have a topic that you'd like, please let me know that as well. I appreciate that. So my love to all. We open, we place the hands on the heart, we breathe in. Imagine the heart filling with love, with light. It's filling, it's overflowing. We let the hands release and we let that love flow out to each other and into the world. And this is the giving, the gift of which we give, and the gift of which we are to receive. And so it is. Good night to all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.